Welcome to this episode of the GoingOB Golf Podcast. I just wanted to give a bit of an update and a bit of a thank you to everybody who has made Season 1 of GoingOB the success that it is. Having started out in my wee corner of what used to be my son's games room to where we are now, 20 episodes in. We've had some good interviews, some good chats, some good laughs along the way. We're steadily growing numbers-wise week on week. We're featuring in the Apple podcast charts and the Spotify charts, which is good for a relatively small show with no real budget other than what I'm putting in every now and again. For us to get to where we are is really, really good and competing with some of the big boys. Now, the plan going forward is that we will be attempting to overtake said big boys and girls. But we can't do that without your help, so please continue listening to the episodes. The Season 2 will be starting in January after the Christmas and New Year break. We've got some really good things coming up, plenty of good interviews. We're going to be moving into kind of course vlogs, reviews of equipment from average normal people and professionals like Danielle. But this show is still always going to be about you guys, the listeners, and your stories. So I just want to remind you all that we are on social media. We're on Instagram and TikTok at GoingOB Pod, and we're also on YouTube at GoingOBTV. We'll be posting things on there. Our email address to be featured on the show is mail@goingob.co.uk. Now, we want to hear from you. This is the people's show. Please phone up, tell us about your hopes for the new year, what you're planning on doing, if you're going to be purchasing new clubs, what you're going to be buying, reviews of things that you like, reviews of things that you don't like, any good stories. I've got the Tin Cup 2025 has changed venue and will be coming later on in the year. I'll be covering that. Myself and Oliver are going to be Oliver's going to be competing in the Scottish Disability Open. I'm going to be caddying for him, so there'll definitely be some content coming out the back of that. And I know Danielle's got some interesting interviews lined up. She's going to try and do some kind of playing walk and talks, because she'll be much better at them than myself and Oliver will be. However, we would like to hear from you, so if you reach out on any of the social media channels, or as I said, mail@goingob.co.uk, we will get you on the show and we'll get you featured. Come on, have a chat with us for 5 minutes. Have a chat with us for 50 minutes. It's your show. We'll make something out of it, and we'll get it out for all you lovely listeners. So Season 1 was the season of the guests, it seems. I was sitting going through the episodes today just so that I made sure I wasn't missing anybody out. And yeah, I'm quite pleased and proud that I've managed to get 20 episodes in for this first season. So I'll just want to thank my guests, first of all. So we had Logan come on. Logan is a past co-host of a previous golf podcast that I used to do. Stays out in California. So we had a good catch up. Hadn't spoken for a couple of months. He explained a bit about his career, what he was doing during it, and how he's got into the career he's got now. So I just want to thank Logan for giving up the time. It's always difficult when you're speaking to somebody from the States because of the time difference. It's either too late here or too early over there, or a mix of the both. But Logan was good enough to jump on and have a chat. I spoke to Jenny from Shotscope. I've used Shotscope for a number of years, but never properly. So it was good when I reached out to them. They said, "Yep, no problem. We'll come on. We'll talk about what you need to start focusing on to get your numbers down." So I've been putting that into practice, or made an attempt to put that into practice towards the tail end of the year, but I'm really going to hammer that home going forward into next year and into Season 2. The podcast will be covering a lot of that. Just on that as well, I spoke to Jonah from Precision Pro, who was good enough to send me one of the devices. I was never really a rangefinder guy before, because I didn't think I was good enough to use one. I thought they were for these elite players that needed to know exact numbers to pins, because that's what they were hitting. But early kind of testing of that has proven that, yeah, they are suitable for anybody. You ping a bunker, you know you can hit your iron over that bunker, you're good to go. So yeah, Jonah was really good, came on, explained a bit about his business and how he got into it and the plans for the future. So just want to thank Jonah as well for coming on. We had my golf pal Craig, who we played a lot of rounds together last year when we were both members at the same club. He has moved on from a hockey career into, he's trying to have a good go at the golf career now, so I think he's got himself down to 5 this season, and his plan for next season is to try and get lower, playing some matches and things. So he will be, I'm sure he'll jump back on every now and again, or he'll be across the socials to kind of highlight his ongoing golf game. Oliver spoke to, I suppose I should probably cover the two of them first. So Danny came on board after an interview. So I was put on to Danny by one of my pals who stays opposite. She said, you need to get this girl on, she'll be really good. So Danny came on, dead enthusiastic, really keen, knows what she's talking about, tons of stories. So I had a chat with Danny after an interview, and she came on board, which was really, really good. Brought her on, and then young Oliver. So Oliver is starting out on the Golfers with a Disability Tour next season. So we got him to come on board. We've had a bit of a chat, which was really good. I'm really excited to see what Oliver can do next season. And as I said, we're going to make an assault on his on the world rankings here and try and get him up the leaderboard. So Danny, she gave a shout out to her old pal Tom Shearard, and he came on, and the two of them kind of caught up about life since their junior golf days and playing for Team England and things. So that was a really good and well received episode. Oliver reached out to Johnny Ray, who plays on the Golfers for a Disability Tour. Oliver played in his event last year down in Coventry. Had a really good time. So Johnny was good enough to give up some of his time as well and come on and explain to Oliver how you put on these events and what he needs to be doing for going forward next season. On one of my deep dives through Instagram, I came across Foreheads Golf. So reached out to them, spoke to Rikki. He was good enough to jump on early doors on a Saturday morning so we could get something put together. So Foreheads Golf are really trying to raise men's mental health issues, and that there is people out there to speak to. So he jumped on, as I said, he came on with me. We've had a good conversation, and we're going to try and do some work going forward next year, put on some events that just kind of get guys out on the course and talking. So please check them out, Foreheads Golf on Instagram. Rikki was a really good guy, trying to do some good in the world, which, yeah, in this current climate, seems to be a bit of a rarity. There is still some good guys out there, and Rikki certainly seems to be one of them, and he's trying his hardest to, kind of put men's mental health to the forefront. So please support them as much as you can. I want to give a shout out as well to Alistair and his team at the Melville driving range. They are found on Instagram as Melville Golf UK. So I was up hitting some new drivers, my new driver, a couple of weeks ago, and as seems to be the way with me, an idea comes in my head and we just go with it. So spoke to Alistair, asked him if it would be alright for me to come along, set up a kind of mini event at the driving range, where I was going to hit my new driver as far as I could, and if anybody could outdrive me, they would win some good prizes. So that took place this past Thursday, the 5th of December, where Santa made a special visit to the Melville driving range. Clocked up 267, although 280 was an unofficial one afterwards, but we went with 267, and it was really good. We had about 20 people stop by. Majority of them did outdrive me. There was the odd one or two that didn't quite make it, but we're nice on this show, so nobody left empty-handed. There were selection boxes handed out, some wee prizes for people who were unsuccessful in outdriving Santa. However, it was a really good event. The premise of it being that anybody that was interested in having a shot had to be following Melville Driving Range UK, GoingOB Podcast on Instagram, as well as Pins and Aces. So Pins and Aces had sent me through Pins and Aces UK, had sent me through some product to test and review and put out on the social media channel, which we did. I did about a month ago. So we gave all those prizes away. They were really well received. The products are excellent quality, and you can get things for the golfer in your life at Pins and Aces UK. Pins and Aces UK on Instagram. It'll take you to the website and go spend some money. But I just want to say particular thanks to them for sending me through the stuff which we were able to hand out on the night. So I think it was very well received. We've spoken to Alistair. We're going to try and do a few things with him going forward next year, whether it's just attending at the range and asking some golfers what they're working on, or whether it's some events like that, you know, some competitions to try and drum up a bit of support for the podcasts, the driving range, and for charity. This one I should point out that we did some donations to one of the local food banks here in Midlothian, so that'll be handed in over the next couple of days, and particularly at this time of year, people do need a bit of a hand, so please reach out if you can help somebody, or if you can. There are buckets, I see them at the supermarkets all the time now, where they're collecting for various food banks and for charities, particularly children's charities in the run up to Christmas. So if you can, please donate where you can. It's nice to be nice. And that's a wrap for season 1 of the GoingOB Golf Podcast. I hope you've liked it. Please re-listen to the episodes. Please subscribe so that you don't miss when we come back with a bang in January. When we come back, we will be focusing on the GoingOBTV YouTube channel as well, and getting some vlogs up there. They will be supporting the podcast. The podcast is the main listen. The rest of the channels and the social media are all to keep you updated as to what we're doing, but there's loads happening as part of Team GoingOB, so please give us a like, subscribe, do all the follows, all the bits and pieces that you hear everybody else say. We need your help with those as well. So yeah, please do that. Everybody have a good Christmas. Hope you get loads of good golf stuff, and everybody just get out there and keep swinging.